Welcome, everybody, to the Supernatural and Beyond. I'm Tony Wilson. This is my good friend and co-host, Adrian Wright. The question has been asked, how old is the Earth? You know, there are some people say that it's billions and billions upon billions of years old. Others have said it's, maybe closer to maybe 5, 6, maybe even 7,000 years old. And Adrian, I know that this is pretty much one of the things that you've been studying on. So right. I'm just going to throw the ball in your court and let you take it.
Well, thank you, Tony, and welcome back, everybody. Yeah, and so, I believe that the Earth is only about maybe 6,000, 7,000 years old due to my research.
So what research gives you 6,000, 7,000 years?
Well, there's a few things, okay? So number one, the books that I've read, like this one that's helped me out a lot, What on Earth is About to Happen for Heaven's Sake, I hope I don't butcher his name, but by Dr. Hovind. And that goes into a lot of detail. So I'm not going to quote it or anything, but I'm going to kind of sum up what I've learned from there.
Okay, sounds
good.
And
then also just basic history with the world languages.
Okay.
Okay, and a few other things. But, ancient languages like the Sumerians and, Hebrew and Egyptians and cuneiform, it all dates back to about 5,000 years, and from my understanding that was after a world flood. Okay. So like a whole flood that wiped out the whole world, and the flood's a whole nother topic.
Now when we're talking about world floods, are we talking about Noah's flood?
I'm talking about Noah's flood. Yeah, just to be direct, Noah's flood. So one of the topics that I like to bring up is, for the beginning is the days of creation and everything like that. And I feel like the days of creation were actually, like a 24-hour period.
24-hour period as opposed to the thousands of years.
Yeah, because some people think, exactly. And the main reason why is I'm using the source, the Bible, and the thing is, like when you read each day of creation, it says on the evening and the morning of the first day, there was day and evening.
Day and evening.
There was day and evening on the first day. There was day and evening on the second day. And what that shows me is that's Earth time. Because that's only where you're going to refer to day and evening as Earth time. There's not day and evening in another realm. There's only day and evening on the Earth because the sun's going around the Earth.
Okay.
So that's one of them. And then there's the scientific point of view about the sun shrinking. And if the sun shrinks so much every year, if you multiply that backwards a million years, the sun would be too large for the Earth to even be there. So I even believe that the solar system is only around 6,000 to 7,000 years old.
6,000 to 7,000 years.
Yeah, and
I hadn't really factored those numbers in, but that's why I wanted you to speak on this subject, because you've done some research on it.
Yeah.
A lot more than I have anyway.
Yeah, so the research I've done has pointed to that. And then also, when I look at population growth, for one thing, since the time of the flood, you only had about 7, 8 people after the flood. You had 8 people.
Yeah, 8. Yeah.
Right. So for population to grow there and multiply and multiply and multiply, we're at 1 billion people now. If it was older than say 5,000 years, we would have trillions upon trillions of people. If the planet was millions and millions of years old, there would be trillions and trillions of people because it's just multiplying every single year.
Yeah. So what you so even with all the the plagues, the famines, the wars, you're saying that based on population alone, the Earth can't be much older than 7,000 years just based on just based on population. Okay, right. I had never really considered that either.
Yeah, and so also if you look at the to go back to the Hebrews kept a calendar, from that time, and their calendar roughly says we're at the year 5,779, if I'm not mistaken.
5,779.
Yeah, it just started.
I want to kind of circle back to one of the things that you said. You were talking about the size of the sun.
Yes.
Now, from what my research has shown me, is that most people base on the Copernican theorem where the sun is actually, the Earth is actually revolving around the sun.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I don't necessarily agree with that because of the research and some other personal experiences that I've had. So And what I'm basically talking about is the flat earth theory,
Okay.
where we are encased in the firmament and the sun is actually going around a flat earth as opposed to a ball spinning in space. So just out of curiosity, how does what you said match and or contradict what I just stated?
Okay, so going to the flat earth theory, which I don't really agree with, but I'm saying that we can measure the size of the sun. They've measured the size of the sun. And even if you believe in the flat earth theory, it says the sun's closer to the earth than we really believe it is. Like, it's not 93 million miles
Right, that's what the flat earth theory is.
That's what the flat earth theory is, right? But the sun is still an object that's burning fuel, correct?
Again, I'm so far as the hydrogen the hydrogen explosions that's supposedly going around going on with the sun.
Right.
I don't necessarily subscribe to that theory. And let me just say, I keep saying theory,
right,
because I don't own a starship. I don't have access to a starship. So consequently, I can't go out and check it out for myself, or anybody that has a starship should contact me,
Tesla,
and let me know what exactly is going on. Because so far as I'm concerned, all of this is fun to talk about and to discuss. But the bottom line is there a heaven? Is there a hell? Is there a God? Is there Satan? And did Jesus Christ, the Messiah of Israel and the world, did he walk the face of the earth? Did he sacrifice himself willingly for the salvation of human or mankind? Now, that's my bottom line, coming from a Judeo-Christian background. Everything else is just fun to chit-chat about and investigate.
Yeah, and it's totally fun. There's a lot of information we can get into, and later down the road, we're going to touch on the flat earth theory and everything that. And just moving forward, it's been a great discussion today, and there's so much we can talk about. And I just want to invite our viewers to continue to join us. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment down below, and join us next time for the supernatural and beyond.